Rodeo is America's original extreme sport, with its roots coming from the Old West when ranch hands challenged each other for bragging rights on who was the best cowboy. Circuit cowboys are the weekend warriors of rodeo. Regular Joes with regular jobs. But come Friday, they pack up and head out to compete in circuit rodeos. Not only for paychecks, but for the same bragging rights that started years ago.
This is Wayne Brooks, and joining me is the 2004 World Champion steer wrestler Luke Branquinho. Go round number 2 was last night. It was outstanding. Go round 3 tonight. The races are so tight, it's going to be great watching.
That's right, Wayne. In the steer wrestling, Clint Robinson winning the first 2 go-rounds, almost a second ahead in the aggregate. That's just unbelievable right now. In the bronc riding, Cody Wright, Rusty Allen. It's a fight from the first 2 go-rounds. It's going to be a tight race. Can't wait to see what happens. But we also had a bronc rider get hurt.
Cody Demers, here's a 2-event man. He's going to try and switch hands in the bareback riding tonight. He injured his riding arm, his left wrist. He's going to switch it up and see what happens. Angie Burton, the 3rd member of our broadcast team, she's got a hold of him. Let's say hi.
In the sport of rodeo, professional cowboys take the saying mind over matter to a new level. In the second performance here at the Wilderness Circuit Finals, Cody Demers pulled the ligaments in his hand when you landed on the ground. Tell us a little bit about your ride and if you knew what happened and when it happened.
Well, when I got thrown off my bronc here last night, when I hit the ground, I bent my 4 fingers back and it dislocated my middle finger at the middle knuckle, and it was bent backwards. And now my whole hand's swollen up, so I can't close it. So in order to get on today, I'm going to have to switch hands.
And talking about that, obviously, you're in the lead right now for the all-around. You're in the lead in the bareback standing, so it's very important that you ride to get that money, get those points, to go to Dodge. How's that going to affect your ride switching hands?
Well, we'll all know here in a little while. I've never rode right-handed before, so I've borrowed some equipment that feels pretty good, and just see what happens. I hope it's good. The main worry I got is when the whistle blows, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that hand to double grab or not. I don't know how much strength's in it. So that's where I'm worried about it. The riding part, it'll take care of itself.
I'll tell you what, if anybody can do it, that guy can. They don't make him any tougher. Here's the round from last night, whatever round it was.
Yes, it was. Clint Robinson, 3-3, winning the second round, also winning the first round. Craig Smith, 3-9, Tommy Cook, 3-9, and Ryan Shaw, 4 flat.
You want to know how they do it? Check out the rules of the run. Steer wrestling is the fastest event in rodeo. The objective of steer wrestling is to chase down a 600-pound steer and wrestle it to the ground using only leverage and strength as quickly as possible. The steer wrestler, also known as a bulldogger, starts his run at the back of the box to the left of the chute behind the barrier. In the box to the right of the chute is the hazer. The hazer's job is to keep the steer running in a straight line. When the steer wrestler is ready to go, he nods his head and the chute opens. The steer wrestler rides to the running steer and begins his transition from saddle to steer. The horse is trained to run past the steer as the cowboy dismounts. As the bulldogger reaches the steer's head, he must consider his speed, the ground conditions, and the size of the steer to maximize the leverage, momentum, and timing needed to throw the steer. The time starts when the barrier is released and ends when the steer has been thrown and all 4 legs point in the same direction. Beginning to end, a steer wrestling run lasts 3 to 5 seconds and is timed to 1/10 of a second. We're starting off with Olin Hannum of Ogden, Utah. Here's one of the best all-around talents from the state right here.
That's right, Wayne. This kid ropes calves and bulldogs as good as anybody. Also team ropes. You know, his father was a national finals qualifier in the team rope, or in the bulldogging and the calf roping. So this kid knows what he's doing.
Next generation steer wrestler, tie-down roper, team roper. Heck, he'd get in the barrel racing if they'd let him. Let's talk about luck of the draw in just a little bit. It's so easy to see it in the rough stock events, but it's just as important here in our timed events.
Definitely. Right there, Olin got a great start. You see that barrier rope. That steer just kind of handed Olin his head, and he's kind of full in the belly, and he didn't really get a clean fall out of the back end, but he's still 4-2. I'm afraid that you're going to have to be faster than that to win something in the round on these steers.
All right, that's a pretty quick run. However, Cody Wade, Heber, Utah, next to go. I'd like to point out my partner, Luke Branquinho, 2004 World Champion Steer Wrestler. This is your event, bud.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to win at 04, but it's just luck of the draw and riding good horses. And right here, that steer kind of hands his head to Cody and lays on him, and he's going to be 6 flat. You can watch here in the replay. Cody gets off, catches his steer's head right there, and then spins him. That steer just kind of steps around the corner, and it's hard to get a good fall out of that type of steer.
Strong steers, I'd like to point out, average weight 500 to 600 pounds on these dudes. It's not necessarily how big you are, it's how you do it. You got to get a hold of that nose once you get them twisted down, and he's not too happy with that run, and I can understand why. Here's one of my favorite guys in the business, T.W. Parker. Great, big, solid, healthy, young, you name it, this guy's got it going.
Yeah, T.W., he's had a chance to make the finals a couple years and just had some bad luck.
Yeah.
In the fall. Oh, I think he might have broke the barrier right there, though.
Uh-oh.
He's won a lot on this little black horse. He works good. T.W. almost missed that inside horn right there, you could see, but, he finishes that steer good and a good run. I believe he's going to be 4-3 plus 10 is going to make him 14-3.
All right, for our first-time viewers, you ride out a little too fast, they're going to penalize you. Let's learn a little bit more about the barrier. In the 3 rodeo timed events, riders start their runs behind a barrier, a line stretched in front of the box. The barrier is used to give the calf or steer a predetermined head start, called the score. Once the animal's chute is opened, it runs into the arena, and when it reaches the score line, a breakaway loop on the animal triggers the release of the barrier in front of the competitor. If the cowboy leaves too early and breaks the barrier, 10 seconds is added to his time. Shane Bennett, South Jordan, Utah. Shane, let's be quick here, buddy. You know how to do it. Come on, hurry, run.
These guys, there's a couple of these brothers, and they're great cowboys. Shane makes a great run right there. You can see how the momentum keeps going. Good start. Steer's just running on a little bit. But right here, you see how Shane twists his head and see how the momentum keeps that steer coming around the corner. He does a good job. He's going to be 4-1. But again, on these steers, you might have to be faster than that to place. Beautiful run. Nice pen of steers. Take a look at your top 4 guys. We'll be right back with more steer wrestling after this. Welcome back to the big boys here in Ogden, Utah. It's time to get back at them. In the number 1 spot, how about 4.1 and go around number 2? Brock needs to be a little quicker here today. Yeah, Brock has a steer kind of check off a little bit, throws his head up around the corner, and it's really hard to get a good fall out of one like that. He's 5'7". Brock knows how to handle himself in a situation like this. He's been around a while. I've rodeoed with him and learned a lot from him, and he just does a good job getting this steer matted right here. With that said, let's talk about the steers a little bit. If they're run a couple of times or 10 times, when do they learn, hey, if I stop, they're going to fly right on by? Well, it just depends. Some steers you could go forever on, and some they learn tricks. Just depends on what you draw, huh? That's right. Brian Shaw, Plain City, Utah. Here's a guy that is always in contention. I don't care what you're doing. If it's a rodeo event, this guy can get your money. Yeah, definitely. Ryan's a great cowboy. He just decides to stay in the circuit a little bit more and not win nothing. But that's a great run right there. Man. Look at, now that's an airplane. That steer just come up off the ground and hit on his side, all 4 feet in the air. Look at the head catch, gets him spun around that corner and hooked. Great run, Ryan. Well, I'll tell you what, nothing wrong with that. Moves to the number 1 spot. Good job. Let's move to Ryan Trapp now, Tremont, Utah. He's going to be pushing on it. In go-around number 2, he was 14-3. He's going to have to go for the go-around right now. Definitely, and Ryan's another guy that decides, oh, darn it, a little bad luck right there. Steer checked off, and he got a little wide go at him, and he just missed him right there. But like I was saying, Ryan's another guy that could go and make the finals, but he decides to stay home and rodeo in his circuit. Nothing wrong with that. Craig Smith, West Haven, Utah. When we talk about the circuits, here's a guy trying to beat the 4 flat. He did it last night with a 3.9. Just do it again. Do it again. Yeah, Craig's a great hand. Look at right there. That steer kind of dropped him down, but Craig reached down there and hooked his nose and got a clean fall out of him. That was a great run right there. Craig was just hustling the whole time. Pure hustle. Great run, Craig. 3-7. Going for the gusto. 3.7. I was afraid he might have got on that barrier, but he was good. No, he got a great start right there. Tommy Cook, another guy, split second and third in the round last night. Good start here. Tommy's got such a big, strong right arm, but that steer just didn't take the fall right there, and he's going to be 4-4. You were talking about airplaning him. He certainly did not on this one. If they hang those hind legs in the ground just a little bit like that right there, just get strong on you, there's nothing you can do about it. He turns in a 4.4. That's just plain old lady luck frowning instead of smiling today. Yeah, exactly. You got to get up on your feet and try jerking these older steers around and hopefully get them fall, but it didn't happen right there.
All right, Darren Allred of Rodeo. We've seen him in the winner's circle lots and lots of times. That's not good.
Little bad luck right there. You can see Darren misses that inside horn. You'll get a good shot of it right here. Gets that steer's head caught, and then that inside horn just disappears behind him, and it's tough to hang on to him.
Boy, you don't want to get hurt like that. 25 mile an hour and losing that horn could mean injury to the ribs really easy. We don't want to see that. Here's a great look at Craig Smith. He's in the lead right now with a 3.7. Coming up, lots more steer wrestling and bareback riding's right around the corner. Beautiful Ogden, Utah. That's where we're at. And here comes Cody, the steer whacker Thacker from Lehigh, Utah. We pick on him, but never discount this guy being in number one.
No, big, strong kid. Has a chance to be 3 on a steer right here. They've done good on before. Look here. That was a great run.
Was he clean? Was he clean?
Yeah, he was, and look how excited he is. That was a great run. You can see right here when Cody gets off and pulls on his steer's right horn. See how he just keeps pulling? That's the difference between a clean fall and a fast run, or being a little longer than you want to be.
Look at him jog back there. He says, I'm feeling good. Don't count your money, however. This young guy will sneak up behind you and get you. Clint Robinson, Spanish Fork, Utah.
Yeah, he's won the last 2 go-rounds. Got a great start right there. Great run. Look here, 3-4. He's clean at the barrier, too. He's going to win all 3 go-rounds and the aggregate. That is kicking some butt.
Holy Toledo. I'll tell you what, he has been incredibly tough. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. What a round. Clint Robinson, we just happened to save the best for last.
Yeah, and then you have Cody Thacker, 3.6, Craig Smith, 3.7, Ryan Shaw, 4 flat.
Well, standing by, it's Angie. She's got our winner. Let's say hello to him now.
Well, Clint Robinson is back in the winner's circle again tonight, winning the average. Clint, you went out there, you were the last contestant to go. You had a little time to work with, so were you feeling the pressure?
Well, before the week started, I kind of knew all the steers, and this was the one I wanted all week. So when I got him today, I kind of knew I could win another go-around and take care of the average itself. So I just kind of went at him, and it happened.
What was your game plan going out there where you had seen the steer and you were wanting him?
I just want to make sure I got a good start on him. And he's so good, if I gave him a little bit extra, I would have been longer. So I wanted to make sure I knocked the barrier out of there and just made a good run.
Right. As we said, you could take a little bit of time. So was that nice, having a little bit of leeway there?
Yeah, it is, but also when you're that big a lead, sometimes you back off and then it goes the opposite direction it does. So I just want to stay more aggressive and do it again.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Great job, man. Domination. That's the word of the day for Clint Robinson.
Yeah, Clint really stomped him. 11 flat on 3 head is unbelievable. Craig Smith, 12-2. Ryan Shaw, 12-4. Shane Bennett, 12-7.
Boy, great round of steer wrestling. Let's move to the other end of the arena. The bareback riding's coming your way, and we want you to learn about it. How about we take a look at the rules of the ride and learn a little more? Bareback riding is the most physically demanding of any rodeo event. The cowboy uses a bareback rigging, which has a suitcase-type handle attached to a rigid leather body. The rigging and a required pad is placed on the horse just like a saddle near the horse's withers. The cowboy works his gloved hand into the rigging to get his proper and preferred grip, called the bind. When all is right, he nods his head to indicate that he's ready for the shoe to open. A successful ride is for an entire 8 seconds, while the cowboy works to maintain body control and rhythmic spurring action atop an animal athlete that's determined to buck him off. A cowboy will receive a no score if he's bucked off before the 8-second buzzer, touches the animal with his free hand, or fails to mark the horse out. All right, here we go. Billy Wall, Morgan, Utah. Great bucking horse from the Kirby family. Bud Neville and Kirby, they have brought the A-team.
Definitely. I think it's going to be a high-scoring night tonight. You have mostly Bar T and some Slash T rodeo horses. Look at this. Great ride start. I think he lost the flank strap right there, though, Wayne.
Absolutely correct, my friend. That flank is there for those horses to kick it off. A lot of times when they quit kicking, like that horse did right there, she just kind of flattened out a little bit. That's the difference that the flank strap makes. It doesn't hurt him. There's nothing wrong with it. But if it falls off, it does make a difference. Let's look again.
And exactly. And in the rule book, it says if the flank strap comes off, the cowboy's fouled, and they're going to offer him a re-ride.
Right there. See that? That's where it is. You can see it come right off. They have put their heads together. They said, yep, he's going to get a second chance. That's kind of a heartbreaker. Let's take a look at a tack fact today and learn a little bit more about the flank.
We consider it a training device. And when they have it on and snug, then it's time to buck. And horse flanks are leather straps, but they're all sheepskin lined. They're not pressed into their genitals. It's just a training device, and they know it's time to buck. And we maintain those meticulously. They're cleaned very regularly, and if you ever get them in mud, they're dried out thoroughly and washed and cleaned, because we are not going to hurt. Good flank men never pull the flank till the animal is out of the chute, because then they don't start fussing in there. And the cowboy's safety and the animal's safety is paramount in the chute.
All right, Danny Blackhurst, American Fork, Utah. Bay Rum from Bartee. This is a horse they'll go either way, saddle bronc or bareback.
You know, that just goes to show you how great of an athlete these horses are. Look right there, that horse is jumping, setting up, kicking, turning back. Danny's having a little trouble with his feet. They're going to dock him some points for not reaching up in that neck and getting a hold of him.
You know, trouble or not, that horse is no day off. Just to hang on to him long enough for 8 seconds to get by is good enough for that guy.
That's exactly right. You know, Danny's doing a good job right here at the start, really pulling those feet up to this rigging, getting them back down there. When that horse starts to turn back, you can see him loosen up with his legs. And like I said, those judges want to see you reaching up there and getting a hold, so he's not going to be as many points as he wants.
All right, they marked him 82 in the first round. It's all about a total on 3. Comes in today with a 77-point ride. It's going to pump him up here in the average. Nothing wrong with that. There's more bareback riding coming up after this. Welcome back to Ogden, Utah, and the bareback riding. We've already had a couple of rides, but let's take a look at last night's winners. You know, as fast as our event moves, there was a mistake in the addition. It's all unofficial till after it's over. Here is the winner, Paul Jones.
That's right, and then you have a 4-way tie. Mac Erickson, Josie Young, John Wright, and Cody Demers all in at 79.
It was tight. Let's go to tonight. It's live, it's real, and right now, Mac Erickson, Alamo, Idaho, and second chance from Bartee, Kirby's bucking horse.
Max, look at this horse explode right there. That's just exciting to watch. That horse really jumping and kicking. Weakens just a little bit towards the end of the ride, but Max really going at him with his feet and did a great job riding that horse right there.
Well, you know, as you watch, this is the event that takes a toll from an injury rate on a cowboy's body more than any other event in rodeo. The quicker you can get your feet down into the neck of that horse, the more jerk it takes away from the horse.
Exactly. You know, it's a lot easier on your arm, but if you start exposing yourself and loosening up and, you know, letting it fly, then you're really taking a beating, but that's sometimes what you have to do to be a bunch of points.
There you go. You're holding on to a 1,200-pound horse with one hand. It's going to take a toll on you. Here comes the score. Judges liked it pretty well. How about 79? That was good enough to win a pile of money last night. Let's see if it holds. Now, here comes a mare next, and I want to be sure and let you know, this is a handful. Josie Young from Buell, Idaho, and Goldilocks, the bucking horse.
Josie's a great cowboy. Look here, that horse jumping out and kicking. Josie's right up on his rig and really giving it to this mare, and I can't believe that's a great ride right here. Hopefully he's going to be a ton of points.
You know what? We said this in last night's go-around as well. Josie's the kind of rider that actually helps these horses perform. He can reach down there and pick them up with his feet, and those horses say, hey, that feels pretty good. I'm going to jump a little higher.
That's exactly right. You know, and Josie's also a timed event cowboy. He made it to the circuit finals in the team roping, so that just goes to show you how good these hands are.
Get a haircut and get a real job, will you? Team roper, he's a good one. Score rolling in. Look at the feet. That's what we're talking about. Really quick legs. It helps to have a little youth on your side, and he's got it. 80 points. He goes to number 1. Good job, Josie. Good job.
You know, Josie's father was a reserve world champion, made the finals several years, so he knows what it's about to have to ride these bareback bronc horses.
You hang around rodeo long enough, you get to see the next generation, and here's one of them, too. Trent Coates, Grantsville, Utah. Samantha, here's a real money horse. They won a pile of money on her.
Exactly. Look how this horse just sets up and blows, kicking every time, really lets the cowboy expose himself, and he's going to be a bunch of points on the ride, but that mare, I tell you what, they're going to mark her quite a few for the way she bucked.
Pickup men are moving into position, and you know, there was some hang time. You got to talk about that because it gives that cowboy just a little bit more of an opportunity to move his feet. Watch when she comes up in the front end, she kind of hangs in the air a little bit. That gives you more time, makes you feel more comfortable on the back of one of these.
That's exactly right. The judges like to see you ahead of the horse. That means he wants your feet to hit the horse's shoulders before the horse's front feet hit the ground. And right there was a perfect example of it. Oh, man.
Hit the bullseye. 84 points. Good job, Trent. Great ride. All right, let's go back to that Robin breeding program, one of the most extensive breeding programs in the business. Mo Heaton of Paradise, Utah has got one called Okie Robin.
Oh, wow, this horse is really jerking Mo around. He doesn't really have his toes turned out, and he's not dragging on his feet. You know, he's not going to be very many points. But I also thought I seen a yellow flag on the ground. They might have got him at the gate for missing his horse out.
Boy, I hope not. Here in round number 3, this is the time when you want everything to work. What are they saying? Yep. Oh, yep. That's exactly right. They're picking up the laundry on the arena floor right now. If your feet aren't in position, the mark-out rule is in effect. You got to have them above the shoulders when the horse first makes his move out of the chute. It's a no score and a little disappointing for Mo Heaton.
Right there, you kind of see that foot bounce. That's not going to work. He's going to be no score.
Boy, that mark-out rule is so critical. Let's take a look at a little bit more. Rules of the ride. In bareback and saddle bronc riding, a rider can be disqualified if he doesn't mark the horse out. That means that his heels must be above the horse's shoulders until the animal's front feet hit the ground on its first move out of the chute. But if a horse fails to leave the chute, the judges can call out, "Go on," indicating that they have waived the mark-out rule for that rider on that particular horse. Colby Olson of South Jordan, Utah. Here's a kid that can ride the unrideable horses. And the horse today, Red Ears from Bartee.
Big gray horse here. Look at how explosive that horse is. Jumping and kicking. That's unbelievable right there. Look at the athleticism this horse is showing. Kind of flattening out right there, but really, you know, having a pretty good ride.
Oh, man, he says, "Let me off of him." Gee whiz.
That's a great shot right there. You can see how high that horse is getting in the air and how much he's kicking. You can't ask for much better than that right there, Wayne.
You know, a little car wreck action on the old neck with that horse. That horse had a lot of jerk. Good look in the slow motion. Score rolling in right now. He says, "Geez, let me off of that dude." How about 82 points? 82. I'll bet you that holds for some money. Bud Munns, Hansel Valley, Utah. Gone Wild from Pat O'Malley. /T. Nods his head. "Come a spurring, Big Daddy. Make some money."
Bud did a good job holding his feet right there for the mark out. But you can see that right leg right there. It's really not up at the points of the shoulders. It's kind of down lower. And the judges really like to see that foot up there. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of score he's going to get.
You know, something that is so critical in the world of rodeo is to remember the fact that half of the score, half of the points, are awarded for the horse and half for the cowboy. If they're not working together, like poetry in motion, if they're not shaking hands, then no, you're not going to do very good.
Yeah, exactly. But this horse is coming out there, maybe not as strong as some of the other horses we've seen, but, you know, you have to show them with your spur ride, and Bud kind of got weak on that right-hand side.
Looking good. Pick him up, put him down. It's a 72 points, and Bud's not real happy with it. You can see a good shot of that neck brace that he takes off. That'll save your neck. We'll be right back with more bareback riding after this. Welcome back to the bareback riding. Paul Jones. This could be the matchup of the night right here. Great bucking horse, Tiger Lily from the Kirby's.
You know, Paul did a great job, 80 points last night. Look here, he's really giving it to this horse here.
Yeah.
That horse is really bucking strong. Paul's going to be a load of points. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to lead in this go-round and has a chance to possibly win it.
You know what? We had a great opportunity this spring to watch this horse in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as a matter of fact, they won the rodeo. Thinking back, I'm going to have to say they were in the high 80s on this horse. Great matchup. He says, "I've had enough. I'm not going to wait on the pickup guys. I'm just going to get off right here." He says, "I hurt all over, but I'm going to tip my hat anyway." Look at the feet positioning. That's critical right here.
You know, that's exactly right, Wayne. Paul never got out of position on this horse. No matter what the horse threw at him, Paul was in position, using his feet, you know, really dragging them. He did such a great job. When you get a good horse and a good cowboy together, it's pretty to watch.
Oh, man, it is. Here it comes. 89 points. Smile, Paul. You're in the money. Jess Davis, Payson, Utah. Miller's Wheel, a national finals horse we've seen a couple of times there in Vegas.
You know, this kid's really been riding good. I wouldn't be surprised to see him at the national finals this next year.
Yeah.
Look at right there. Look how aggressive he is with his feet. And that horse is really bucking good. You know, that horse setting up, giving Jess a chance to use his feet. Awesome ride.
You know, I got to call on the difference between the last horse we just watched and this one. This one was very short, very quick in the front end, did not get a lot of air, but very quick and lots of kick. That'll still be a great ride and lots of points. I don't know if he's hurt or having fun.
I think he's having fun. Look at the baby powder they put on right there for a little show.
Yeah.
Right there, he's got to be snorting that up his nose. I can't believe that'd be very good, but, you know, he's doing a great job riding this horse, and he's going to be quite a few points. I don't know if he's going to get ahead of Paul Jones, but he's going to win some money.
Do they give extra points for baby powder?
I don't think so.
No, I don't either. 84. Good job, Jess. I think the old baby powder was a good idea. Cody Demers, this kid is riding hurt.
You know, he's riding with his opposite hand that he usually rides with, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets along here.
He is such a great athlete. He normally rides left-handed. He hurt that wrist last night. He's trying to... Oh, no, watch it.
Wow.
Golly, you know, this is a young guy, and he's a little guy. He's just so powerful and so athletic. He won the college all-around championship twice. He's never tried it before. He says, I'm going to try it with my other hand. Almost got kicked.
Looked like that horse stepped on his leg. You know, anytime a cowboy comes in and has to switch hands, and that just goes to show you how tough they are, because that's a hard thing to do.
Oh, man, that was a heartbreaker. Billy Wall, Morgan, Utah. He gets a second chance at him, and here's one of our former Wilderness Circuit finalists right here. Rock and roll, make it look like an easy chair, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, you know, this horse is a little bit longer strided, not really as quick, you know. Lets him get his feet down in the position he needs, but maybe not going to be as many points as he wants.
You know, Billy Wall, all he needs is to draw good. We saw him win, a truckload of money at Vernal, Utah, one of our tour stops over the summer, and he just rides great. He just needs to draw right, and he could go all the way.
That's exactly right. You know, this horse just wasn't as good as some of them other horses out tonight, but he made a great ride and 79 points.
79, I'm not sure that's going to help him get any money, but that guy's going to get a bunch. Paul Jones, 89 points. Nicely done, my friend. Here's the leaderboard.
Yeah, Paul Jones, 89, then Trent Coates, 84, tied with Jess Davis, and Colby Olson in at 82.
When we're talking about the total on 3 head, it's the long-haired wild kid, Josie Young from Buell, Idaho. He had such a great weekend this weekend. He's going to earn that berth to Pocatello, and that's exactly what he's looking for. Down below, Angie's got our winner standing by. She gets all the good jobs. These guys are happy right now. Angie, let's say hello.
It was a great night for Josie Young tonight at the Wilderness Circuit Finals. He rode the horse of the year in the bareback riding, Goldilocks. And tell me, was it fate? A little correlation there with your hair, the horse's name being Goldilocks?
You know, I hadn't thought about it till you brought it up, but you know, it's kind of a cool thing that happened Saturday Night Live, Bucky horse. You know, Bud Kirby brought some nice horses here, and I couldn't ask for anything more getting that horse tonight.
Tell us a little bit about your ride. You've never ridden the horse before, but I'm sure you talked to some of the guys.
Yeah, I was happy to draw that horse. I'd never been on him. A lot of the guys were wanting to draw him because he's one of the best horses here. The horse is not an easy horse to ride. He's really droppy, puts a lot of pressure on you. And if you stub your toe, he's going to buck you off. And I knew I had a lead coming in here, and I knew if I made a good ride, it was going to be a sealed deal. So I was happy.
Good job. Well, you handled the pressure well, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you in Pocatello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you.
It's all about the total on 3, and Josie Young's got it.
That's right, winning the average. Behind him, Jess Davis, 238, Mac Erickson, 237, and Danny Blackhurst at 234.
Coming up next, it's the Finesse Event and Rodeo. Tie-down roping's coming your way, but let's take a look at the rules of the run. The objective of tie-down roping is to rope the calf and tie any 3 legs together as quickly as possible. The cowboy starts in the right box behind the barrier. The cowboy calls for his calf by nodding his head. The calf is given a predetermined head start. The cowboy must rope the calf, bring his horse to a stop, transition from horse to the ground, and run down the rope to flank the calf. The calf must be standing on all 4 legs before the cowboy can flank the calf. With the calf on the ground, the cowboy gathers up any 3 legs and ties them with a piggin string finished with a knot called the hooey. When the cowboy has completed the hooey, he raises both hands to indicate he's done. The cowboy then remounts his horse and rides toward the calf, putting slack in the rope. A 10-second penalty will be added to the time if the barrier is broken. A no time will result if the calf doesn't stay tied down for 6 seconds after the rope goes slack. There's also a time limit, which can vary from rodeo to rodeo. All right, good luck to each and every one of them. Justin Truman, Huntington, Utah's first out. This is where the horses make a huge difference in what happens in this event.
That's exactly right. These horses have to not only score, but they have to run hard, stop hard, and then work the rope, which means getting back. That horse is doing a great job right here, and let's Justin tie this calf up. 9.6.
Tell you what, your money is made on the ground in our tie-down roping, but look at the horse. Look at him. Keep a little bit of tension on there. If that rope was loose, that would give that calf a lot more opportunity to kick and strain and make that time a lot longer. He worked it great, as you just said. Justin Truman, nice run, 9.6. That's going to break the ice for the rest of the field, and they all know they're going to have to be quick here tonight.
That's exactly right. That was just a solid run by Justin. I don't know if that's going to let him place in the go-round with the way the calves are, but hopefully he'll have a chance at that.
Ryan Yamauchi, Idaho talent. Here's one of the best young tie-down ropers that we've yet to see in Las Vegas, but I think his time's right around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan's had a little tough luck in the first 2 rounds. He's getting it strung and wrapped around this calf. Calf run a little more than he wanted and ends up being 10-1. But right here you can see Ryan stepping off, getting down the rope fast. Calf tries to get around him, but Ryan does a great job of flanking him right there.
Almost jumped right in his arms. That helps the old Hui timer a lot.
Yes, it does. Anytime the calf can help you get him flanked, that's a bonus.
We're going to be right back with more. We're just barely getting warmed up here in the tie-down roping with beautiful horses and talented cowboys. We'll be right back from Ogden, Utah. Welcome back to more go-round number 3 action from Ogden, Utah. Boy, if last night was any indication of where you need to be today, take a look at the times.
That's right. Justin Truman, 8.2. Matt Shizawa, 8.3. Jake Hannum, 8.6. And Nate Baldwin, 10.1.
All right, the all-around dynamo, Clint Robinson from Spanish Fork, he's in here. Boy, we're going to see him this year in Vegas. I just feel it. Great calf.
Yeah, definitely. He got on that calf fast. Right there, that calf kind of run up the rope. He needs a little help from his horse. He's having a little trouble, spun it on him. Still 9 flat. It looked like he might have broke the barrier right there. I'm not sure. We're just going to have to wait and see. Getting down the rope. See right there, that calf got his head under between Clint's legs.
Right.
That makes it harder to get the calf flanked. But he does a good job. I tell you what, he didn't break the barrier either. He just really got a great start. 9 flat, great run.
To have that much difficulty and still turn in a 9 is a testament to how good of a cowboy he is. Our next man, Jake Hannum, he's not quite as big as a lot of the cowboys, but he is definitely just as talented.
Definitely. Jake also bulldogs along with his brother Olin, which we've seen in the steer wrestling. Jake really is fast off that nice black horse of his, getting him strung. Oh, that calf's really pushing on him and kicking him right there. He's going to get his legs put back up there and wrapping a Hui. That calf might have a chance to get up, being he tried to kick before.
This is something brand new from the Horse TV channel. Look in the corner of your screen there, 9.39. And that is the Hui timer. Once they get their hands on the calf, till the time they get their hands in the air, that's what we're watching, because so many times that's where the money comes into play.
That's exactly right. And right there you can see why it's so long. That calf is really just trying to strain and kick and really not helping Jake out much.
Boy, you've got that right. Total time, 13.5, just a little bit of a rough draw. The equipment is so critical to your performance in rodeo. The jerk line is today's tack fact.
The jerk line's a helping tool for the horse and the calf rope. It's a rope that's usually hooked to the saddle horn with either a pulley or a ring. One end of the rope is tied to the bit, the other end is stuck in your belt. When you get off and go down the rope, the jerk line pulls out, tugs against the horse's bit to make him back up to keep the rope tight, to keep the calf on the end of the rope. Just hooking it up, you take one end of the rope and hook it to the bit. So don't come untied. And then the other end of the rope, just run through this pulley. And we usually tuck it into the belt. Want to just keep everything even. Usually small tucks, everybody's different size of jerk lines depending on the horse. And then just as we rope, and like I say, we get off, you get off and see how it just tugs a little bit. And as it pulls out, he just backs up.
Chet Keach, Idaho talent. He was 10-1 in the first round. He'll be going for the gusto here with a no time last night.
Yeah, Chet's had a little bad luck in this circuit finals. Got that calf spun around good, which makes it easy to flank, but that calf kind of moves his rear end away from him and a little tough. Now he's really straining and kicking right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, the luck is just not on his side here today. Luke, I want to talk a little bit. There's the barrier.
Yep. He got the barrier. He didn't give that calf a head start, and they're going to add 10 seconds to him right there.
Broken barrier. You got to give him a head start. There's a good look at your Hui timer. I want to talk about that horse being a little bit crooked. When he stopped, that horse was kind of to the side. Yet when everything come tight, the horse turned right around. There's a neck rope in use there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And in calf ropers terms, they call that quartering. That's why that neck rope's in there.
All right, let's see if you can see it on this next run. Pete Jones of Twin Falls, Idaho. He's ready to roll, needing a quick run. There's the neck rope right up near the jaw of the horse.
Pete really got it on that calf fast, got him flanked. Oh, misstrung him, dropped his string. He's going to still be 8 or 9-8 here, but if he could have kept a hold of that string, that'd have been a great run. And yes, you can see that neck rope. It's the white rope around that horse's neck. That's to keep the rope from getting over the horse's neck, and it's really there for protection of the animal.
You bet. Let's take care of him. Misstring, one little bobble in the blink of an eye in the game of rodeo, and again, you might as well go to the house because you're not going to make any money. 9-8. But great talent, Pete Jones. We'll see him back in the winner's circle many, many times. I like that guy. Here's another all-around talent. Here he is back again, Olin Hannum. What a family.
Yeah, they're all great cowboys. Like I said, their dad, national finals qualifier. Olin got it on that calf, flanked him fast. 1, 2, one wrap and a hooey.
Wow.
8.8. That was a great run. Look at the hooey timers on 4.6.
He had to get that calf up, too.
Yeah, exactly. But see right there, Olin scoops that calf with his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And his horse actually helped him out by pulling that calf back to his feet. You couldn't ask much more from a horse right there, and that was a great run by Olin.
Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. Say hello to the new leader. 8.8 seconds. Good run. Whoa, here's the champ from Pocatello, Nate Baldwin, Rigby, Idaho. Great big family, and they're all cowboys.
Yeah, Nate, a national finals calf roper. Does a great job. Calf running on a little bit more. He got it on that calf pretty fast, got him flanked. That calf's going to lay perfectly for Nate. That was a great run. 4.5 on the hooey timer, 9.3 on the run.
Watch him when his boots hit the dirt. He is so consistent on the ground. Not one mistake. Watch him.
No,
up, down, over.
That was about as smooth as you could be right there. Him and Olin both. Nate's calf just run on a little bit more, but that was a great run.
He's going to be sitting fine in our average with 31.9. That's on 3 head now. We'll be right back with more tie-down roping. Welcome back to the Wilderness Circuit Finals. Here comes a 9-time circuit champion, Kyle Kossoff.
Kyle's such a great guy and a great roper. Kyle actually drives a bus for the handicapped children around his community. So that just goes to show you how good of a guy and how good cowboys really are.
You bet. Always positive, always on the mark. Hooey timer, how about 5.78? Nothing wrong with that. Maybe a hair long, but he gets to him and does a good job on the ground.
Yeah, 9.6. Kyle and Pete Jones are probably the oldest two in this competition. And, they still can rope with these kids, and they do a great job doing it.
How about most veteran? He's going to like that better.
There you go.
Good looking run. They're going to show the replay again. That's just what you want to do. Just trim about a second off of it, and you can take over number 1. J.C. Malone, Hooper, Utah. He was 9-7 in the first round, really long in the second. He'll be going for broke.
Yeah, J.C., and he's able to do it. He ropes good. He's really fast from the horse to the calf. See that calf jump away, and J.C. just grab him and get him flanked, wrapping a hooey. Whoa, there goes his horse running off a little bit, but, he's going to be 8.5 if that calf stays tied. That was a great run.
Boy, and that calf was from the porker pin, too. He's a big old fat bugger, but he just got him caught just right, got his right leg kind of under the body of the calf.
Something spooked that horse right there and got him to go around to the left, but JC's so fast on the ground, he was able to get to that horse before he got all the way around.
8.5. Moves to number 1. Now Matt's got his work cut out for him. Matt Shizawa, National Finals Rodeo qualifier. This guy is hard to beat.
Oh, it looks like right there Matt missed a slack and actually curled a back leg. He's just going to try to probably just save the calf and the horse and have him come pick that calf up. Right here you can see his curl come around. You see that calf step into his curl right there. And
right.
That's just some bad luck right there for Matt.
If the slack doesn't get pulled just exactly right, you're in trouble. Kobe Hadley, Hooper, Utah, one more time. He's been in the 10s. He's been right there in the hunt, but not quite on top.
No, he's just maybe hadn't drawn quite right. Right there, that calf tries to get around him. Gets him flanked. 2 wraps and a hooey. That's a good run, but just not as what he wants to be. He's going to be 10-4.
Ride up, put a little slack in the rope. About the time your wranglers hit that saddle, that's when the stopwatch starts on the 6-second timer. They've got to stay tied down for that amount of time. And again, that gives the advantage to the animal. If they kick free at that amount, then it's a no time for the cowboy.
That's exactly right. Just like in the old days, they had to stay tied for the cowboys to doctor them in the pasture. That's what they're looking for.
Well, 10-4. How about we take a look at who is going to be the winner? Here it is.
J.C. Malone, 8.5. Olin Hannum, 8.8. Clint Robinson, 9 flat. And Nate Baldwin at 9.3.
Talk about a happy camper. It's the ride of the champions right there. There's your man, Justin Truman, and Angie's going to say hello to him.
It was a good night for Justin Truman in the calf roping event. Justin, you had a couple seconds going in when you made your final run. However, it seemed there were a few bobbles. Tell us about it. Was it you, the horse, the calf? What went wrong?
I just wasn't very snappy with my rope tonight. I just had to get everything done, and I just worked through it.
Were you feeling the pressure a little bit? Even though, like I said, you still went out and made a fabulous run, and you're walking away with the average.
Yeah, this is a tough pen of ropers, and the Dodge Finals is a big deal anymore, and it's pretty important.
Is this your first trip to the Dodge Nationals Finals, or have you been there before?
I went in '95, so 10 years ago.
Well, we wish you luck, and we'll look forward to seeing you there this year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Three head, what a weekend it's been.
That's right. Justin Truman, 30.5 on 3. Nate Baldwin, 31.9. Clint Robinson, 32.7. And the veteran Kyle Kosoff, 33.5.
On behalf of Luke Branquino, Angie Burton, and everyone at the Horse TV channel, this is Wayne Brooks saying